Hello, everybody. Happy Tuesday afternoon to you on this October 7th, 2025. I have all of your stories for your rush hour ride home. Actually, I have big information regarding Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni. Looks like the judge wants to unseal some audio evidence that Blake has used to characterize some threats she claims the other side is making. Well, does that audio evidence hold up, or is it more or less like the slow dance footage, which led to nothing? We'll get into that in a few minutes. I've also got Taylor Swift responding to the rumors she turned down the halftime show. Also, we'll have a remembrance for the tragic events on October 7th, tell you where that story is. Sadly, it's not in a great place. And then we've got more on the government shutdown, as Donald Trump is now saying it might be possible that the government employees will not be back paid for their time off, those that are even working through the shutdown, essential employees. Insane story, contradictions galore. We'll get into that. Plus, Candace Owens drops bombshell receipts that she claims is evidence that there is some people lying about the death of Charlie Kirk. Lots to get into. All those stories and more starts right now on The Rush. How about this? Kendall Jenner rumored to be top choice for Bond girl in new 007 movie. Listen, I'm all about it. It's 2025. If you can get a Jenner, a Kardashian, to play a Bond girl in a movie, it's going to help the movie out. Now, obviously, she's going to have to be able to act, but let's be honest. Are Bond girls from 007, I mean, this isn't exactly, high-level Oscar-winning characters they're playing. It's like you're hot, you seduce Bond, you steal a key out of his pocket, and that's it. That's right? You're a double agent for, I don't know, some Venezuelan, spy firm, whatever. Who cares, right? It's like Mad Libs. But either way, we'll have to see how that plays out. In other news, Call Her Daddy podcaster Alex Cooper opens an Unwell ad agency, multi-year deal. Boy, Alex Cooper poops money. She really does. She's got a $100 million Sirius XM deal. And she's got drinks, she's got it all, and now she's going to have an ad agency. The new unit of Cooper's media company, Unwell, in addition to offering services such as creating content, developing marketing campaigns, the agency is positioning itself as a conduit for brands to reach Gen Z women through live events. Hey, hire me. I want to reach Gen Z women through live events. Let's do a stand-up tour. Why not? Anything to pay the bills. California passes law banning loud commercials on streaming services. Bravo! Is this going to be the thing that brings red America and blue America together? Can we all agree on one thing? That we don't want to be watching some quiet, period piece cinema journey on Netflix, and then all of a sudden, on Hulu, and all of a sudden it's like, got health insurance, neighbor? You know what I mean? Just like you ever have that? You ever making love with a free version of Spotify, and then some cold store commercial comes on? All right, buzzkill. LUFS stands for Loudness Units Full Scale, a standard measurement that quantifies the perceived loudness of audio material. Yeah, so this is what they do, right? When you're some Dove commercial, you just crank up the volume level to get people's attention. And what they've proven is the worst is the opposite's actually true. If you were to say have a Super Bowl commercial and you didn't have any audio whatsoever, that would get more attention than shouting, which is just to remind people, if you're ever trying to communicate, one of the best ways to get your point across is to let the listener's ear come to you. Dramatic pauses, quick moments. Okay, you get the point. ASMR. All right, let's move it on. Sad and tragic reminder that life is short. In Israel, the 2-year anniversary of October 7th attack is quiet but inescapable. This from the New York Times. The somber milestone comes with peace talks underway. Hostages from the Hamas-led attack still in Gaza. More than 67,000 Palestinians dead, and Israel more isolated than ever. Now, these tragic attacks from 2 years ago killed something like 1,100 plus people that day. Absolute barbaric terrorist attack, and it has led to more carnage, of course. The abducted 251 people were abducted that day, most of whom had been released in ceasefires and other deals. 48 hostages remain inside Gaza, 20 of them believed by Israel to still be alive. Hamas has said it will release them in exchange for a lasting ceasefire and an Israeli withdrawal. Now, Trump announced that they had a ceasefire deal, and then Israel bombed Palestine like literally that day or the next day. So I want those hostages to be released like anybody else does. Absolutely. I also want there to be peace on both sides. I mean, it's crazy you have to say this. You get when people hear you for the first time talk about it, they want to say, what side are you on? We're on the side of peace. We're pacifist as hell here. We're on the side of peace in all forms, all the children, all the innocent lives. It's reckless. It's crazy. And we, as a globe, need to put pressure on society to just find a way to figure it out. I mean, how much death needs to, go on? Well, again, pardon me for going from something important to something so trivial. Here's Taylor Swift on Jimmy Fallon last night addressing the Super Bowl halftime rumors. And I'll tell you what, let's do this. I've got what Taylor Swift had to say. After this, I've got another Taylor Swift story. And then I've got the judge's order, which might be the thing that blows this thing wide open for Justin Baldoni's squad. I'll have all of this coming after a quick word from our sponsor. Today's episode of the Rush Hour podcast is sponsored by Upside. It is a free app that gets you cash back for purchases you're already making at gas stations, restaurants, convenience marts, grocery stores. It's unbelievable. How it works is you just go to the app. It's free. You type in where you live and it shows you literally all of the thousands of different options, from saving 65 cents per gallon to, look at this, Five Guys, burger and fries, 38% cash back. You just buy the food, the gas with your credit card, then you upload the receipt through the app, and it's money, cold hard cash, straight back to your bank account. No confusing rewards, points, or credits. Actual money that you will transfer into your pocket. $1 million in cash back is being earned by users every week. Upside has given back $1 billion to its users. To find out how much you could earn, download the free Upside app and use promo code RUSHHOUR to get an extra 25 cents back on every gallon on your first tank of gas. That's an extra 25 cents back for every gallon on your first tank of gas using promo code RUSHHOUR. Now let's get back to the show. Well, here it is. Taylor Swift addressing the Super Bowl halftime rumors. As you guys know, the halftime will be Bad Bunny, and it's had some controversy. We'll share a little bit of that in a second. But here is Jimmy Fallon having Taylor Swift on last night to discuss these rumors.
Turned down the Super Bowl because of performance footage.
So the question was, did you turn down the Super Bowl because of performance footage? The idea being she wouldn't do the halftime show unless she owned the rights to that footage. And then it shows some of the headlines. Did Taylor Swift turn down the Super Bowl halftime show? Report. Taylor Swift walks away. Taylor Swift had one big demand. So here's what she has to say.
No. Well, here's the thing. Jay-Z has always been very good to me.
Yeah.
Our teams are really close. Sometimes we'll call and say, how does she feel about... And that's not like an official offer. We're always able to tell him the truth. I am in love with a guy who does that sport. That is violent chess. That is gladiators without swords. The whole season, I am locked in on what that man is doing.
Yeah, it's like if I was asked to perform stand-up at a benefit that was for something my wife was involved in. It's like, I wouldn't want to take away from your thing. It's very kind of Taylor to even address this, to be like, and again, it's obviously at such a higher scale level, but to say, look, football's your thing. I enjoy watching it. I don't want to step on your toes. I mean, I think that's great. And the truth is, if any year Taylor Swift wanted the Super Bowl halftime show, they'd give it to her, hands down. I mean, she's one of probably 5 people that would be able to command that kind of attention. And yet she says, nope, not going to happen.
Putting his life on the line, doing this very dangerous, very high pressure, high intensity sport. And I'm like, I wonder what my choreo should be. And this is nothing to do with Travis. He would love for me to do it. I'm just too locked in.
I mean, look, I think you guys know I'm a fan of Taylor Swift. I wouldn't call myself a Swiftie. I'm just a fan of what she does. She nails these interviews. She did a full half an hour with Jimmy Fallon. Like, when you're Taylor Swift, you're showing up to an event, you're putting the makeup on, you're putting the nice dress on, which, by the way, who the hell, I could never. Could you imagine having to wear a dress like that? How do you even sit, ladies? You know what I mean? I can't even wear jeans when I podcast with you guys. Legs for days. But either way, she, it's like, look, she is the rumor off base that she would want to own the footage? Not at all. We saw how important it was for her to own her masters, which we need to find another name for that. Her, originals. We saw how important that was for her. If you're the NFL, would you be willing to give Taylor Swift ownership? I don't see why not. I mean, if that's the only contingency to getting Taylor Swift, it gets more eyeballs on you, which means you can charge higher prices for your advertising deal. Everybody makes more money in the Taylor Swift effect. Everybody. So I don't think that would be a hard line for them. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was what Taylor would need to make it happen. But we'll probably have to wait a few more years. Now, Travis Kelce is probably going to retire after this year or very soon. As far as tight ends go, he's ancient. He's an old dude. So I'm expecting that'll happen soon. But yeah, as far as the Taylor Swift effect goes, she just saved the box office again. Nobody shits more money than Taylor Swift. I mean, she makes Alex Cooper look like a homeless person, right? No offense. To say that Taylor Swift is a big star feels like an insulting understatement. So she, like I shared this information before, but the domestic debut of her theatrical release album, which again, I guess is just her talking about the songs. I don't even know. Is that all it is? Is she plays the songs in a video and talks about them? Her narrative film, it's not quite a narrative film and not a concert experience. The special event promised the exclusive world premiere of the music video. All right, so anyway, not a big deal, but still made $33 million domestically. Can you imagine how much money that is? Well, enough of Taylor Swift. We'll get to Blake Lively in a second, but I shared a clip of Jennifer Lopez on the Today Show. Here she is reacting to the news that Bad Bunny was causing controversy as the named halftime performer.
About Bad Bunny, perhaps you've heard. Perhaps you've heard he's performing at the Super Bowl. And you performed with him 6 years ago.
We did. Me, Shakira, Bad Bunny, J Balvin. And we had an amazing time. It was a really cultural moment. And I think he's, about to blow everybody's mind. It's an introduction to some people, but...
What do you make of the controversy? What do you make of the fact...
Is there controversy?
Oh, come on.
By the way, isn't that so great to be J-Lo? She doesn't have phones. She's not scrolling social media when she, goes to the bathroom. She's reading like a Marie Claire. Oh, to be that... And by the way, this is what Taylor Swift said last night. Just as a side topic here, Taylor Swift talking about... when she got engaged, she didn't tell Ed Sheeran, one of her good friends. And Jimmy Fallon said, how the hell could you not tell Ed Sheeran? And she said, Ed doesn't have a phone. If you want to get in touch with him, you have to send like a FaceTime call to an iPad and this and that. And it's like, I love the fortress that wealthy people can put up to keep them from dealing with the internet's hate. I think there should be more of this. It's an absolute insane world we live in that some random person, can leave a comment about Taylor Swift on some random site or contact her cousin or whatever. We're too accessible to the bandwidth can't control that. So I love that Ed Sheeran, he's like, you know what? If you want to get in touch with me, you'll figure out a way. It's kind of like how Bill Murray has a voicemail line. You got to love it. So Jennifer Lopez living in her beautiful bubble. And by the way, some people say, well, you shouldn't live in an echo chamber. To an extent, you should. The internet's a mean place out there. I wish I could live in a little bit more of an echo chamber, anything to battle the trolls. But either way, J-Lo had no idea there was controversy.
Swear I don't know.
There have been a lot of folks who have not been wild about the idea.
Why?
Well, you would have to ask them, but
because he's brown and speaks Spanish. I mean, do we have to be? That's exact because he's not an English-speaking guy from Chattanooga, Tennessee. If you're not a Bible-toting, not to everybody, but to the select outraged, if you're not doing a Olympics opening ceremony that's anything but a biblical rendition of, you know what I mean? It's like you've got literally the star of Home Alone getting upset when the god of Dionysus, dresses a little cross-dressy. Wears it, you know what I mean? And then it's like, oh, they're coming for our religion. And anyway, it's these culture warriors that have a problem. Everyone else is like, cool, Bad Bunny, good to hear some music. I'll refill the nachos during the halftime show. It's a chance to go to the bathroom and see, there'll be some technical issues because they're putting a whole show together. And it's like, who the hell cares? Who the hell cares? A select few.
Wildly popular, but for a lot of folks, they have said, it should be someone else, or it should be.
But why? I don't understand that. He's one of the top artists in the world right now, probably the top.
Yeah.
And it could be a lot of different people. That's the thing. It's just, I'm super excited for people to see him who think that, because I think they'll be pleasantly.
Yeah, they'll be pleasantly surprised. And it's like, yeah, it could be Bad Bunny, but these people wouldn't be happy unless it's like Josh Groban singing Hallelujah. You know what I mean? It's like, maybe Josh Groban can make an appearance for Bad Bunny and Friends. I don't know. Choosing one is not an indictment against the other, I guess is the point. So here's the big story of the day in the Blake Lively universe, and I believe this is big. The judge has ordered the Steve Sarowitz audio recording unsealed. Now you might say, what's this audio recording? Well, we don't know because we haven't listened to it, but Blake Lively says she feared for her safety because of something that Steve Sarowitz said. Steve Sarowitz, the billionaire financier, co-founder, whatever, of Wayfair Studios, he's in this lawsuit in part because he's obviously defending Justin Baldoni and their team. He said he's willing to spend as much money as it takes to defend themselves. Blake Lively says he's willing to spend as much money as it takes to ruin me. And it's like, well, if the collateral damage is your character is ruined through him telling his truth, then so be it, right? But what she alleges is in this audio is very interesting because, as we've seen before with Blake Lively, there was slow dance footage where she claimed he was he was nibbling at her lips and smelling her and doing all these things. And she didn't know that they had the audio of that slow dance, which completely showed 100% harmless activity as a director and star of a movie would have with his star actress as they navigated through the scene. He was directing her. She was trying to like negotiate where they stand. He was like, just stand on the dotted line. What the hell are you doing? I'm the director here. I'm the captain. And now we have the judge saying, we need to hear this audio. So how Blake contorts what actually happened will be interesting. Is there a chance where Blake perfectly summarized the recording? I guess so. My guess is, having seen this, once a liar, always a liar, is that Blake will contort what was said here to fit her narrative when we find it out. Some people are saying the audio might not even be about Blake. We can finally hear Blake's groundbreaking, earth-shattering evidence. And then someone says, didn't Blake want this sealed? I'm shocked he ruled against her. She's big mad. The peasants, aka working class, get to see what's happening behind the scenes of a celebrity case. There's only one side trying to be transparent and one side trying to bury evidence. A lot of her requests for continued dealings are things she filed, whereas Wayfair lets everything out and doesn't even bother to respond. So it'll be very interesting, as the judge has ordered this unsealed, what he actually said. She claims he was threatening to destroy her, and she claims she took it as a physical threat. What did he say something like, oh, we're going to bury her? Or who knows? Who knows what he said? He might not even have been talking about Blake. Where did this audio come from? Did it come from a person at a agency party? Were they secretly wired? Was he saying, I mean, I have no idea. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. It's absolutely insane. Okay, coming up next, I've got Candace Owens discussing the Charlie Kirk shooting. She continues to share her conspiracies, but this time she drops some receipts, has some text message evidence, and then we'll talk about the government shutdown. That coming next.